Have you ever been in situations where you ended up taking up too much on yourself because you couldn't say no? I've been in that situation. In fact, earlier in my life, I just went on pushing myself a lot because I couldn't say no. I felt that it was necessary for me to be nice, to be good, and also for me to achieve more and more in my career and keep on saying yes to new challenges. And as a result, what happened was that I suffered. My health suffered, my family life suffered. What I was doing to myself, it impacted my health, my relationships, and my end goals. And I know that a lot of leaders, a lot of executives keep on doing this because they are afraid that either their reputation or the relationship will be impacted. Vanessa Patrick, in her book, The Power of Saying No, says that people are unable to say no because they're afraid that they will lose either the relationship or the reputation. However, today in this video, I'm going to share with you ways in which you can say no without harming the relationship or the reputation. Warren Buffett, the famous investor, the most successful investor we have seen in our times, says that the difference between the successful people and the really successful people is that the really successful people say no to almost everything. Steve Jobs famously says that focusing is about saying no. So today, learn with me 5 techniques of how you can say no. When things are not gelling with who you are, when they're not gelling with the time that you have, it is just too much, you can't take on more. Number 2, when they're not gelling with your capabilities or your goals, when to learn those new skills, it will take you too much time and it's also not what you want to learn, then you need to say no. And finally, if things do not gel with your values, if it is tearing you up inside and you know that this is not who you are, then you need to say no. So what are the techniques I'm going to share with you? 5 techniques. Stay in the video till the end. Pick up the 5 techniques and saying no will become easier for you and your reputation and relationship will continue on the same level with the people. Technique number 1 is take time. Why do we say yes immediately? Because that is what we have been taught right from childhood. We have been said that nice people say yes, nice people do not say no. They agree to what people request them for. And it comes naturally to us to say yes. We want to be good and nice, and therefore we end up saying yes. However, we later regret because we realize that it was too much or not good for us. And because saying yes comes naturally to us, when we do say no, what we do is we say no in an agitated fashion because it's not coming naturally to us. So what happens is that when somebody is asking for something and I want to say no, but I can't say it coolly. So what I do, no, I can't do this. You are giving me too much. And this is not part of my role. How can you ask me to do this? So my body language and my voice starts becoming aggressive, and then it harms the relationship and the reputation. What you need to do is take time. Strategy number 1, take time. When you feel whether it will be good for you or not, whether you can take it up realistically or not, then don't say yes or no immediately. Just take time. Say, can I get back to you on this tomorrow? Or just give me 2 hours and let me get back to you on this. When you think about something, you will be able to get back, you will be able to look at your priorities, and you will be able to decide whether you can take on this new request which is coming your way or not. So take your time. The first advantage is that you'll be able to look at your priorities and choose whether you should take this up or not. The other advantage is that when you have taken the time and you are saying no, you will no longer be agitated. You would have been able to come up with a reasoned answer, and you will be able to also handle your emotions better because you have taken that time. So with reasons and with calmer emotions, you will be able to say no well. Number 2, when another ask is coming your way and you feel this is going to be too much for you, say thank you. Why say thank you? Because the person who is requesting you to do this, who is asking you to do this, believes in you. They trust that you will be able to deliver the goods on this, that you are capable of it, that you will do a good job of it. So thank them. Tell them that I'm really thankful that you have thought of me for this important project. However, right now I'm working on these 3 projects with these deadlines. If you want me to take this up, then the previous 3 projects would be delayed. So, see, the way you are framing it will protect your reputation. You need not be worried that if I say no, people will think that I do not want to contribute, that I do not want to help, that I do not want to be a good leader. What you need to do is say it in such a way, frame your answer, frame your no in such a way that your relationship and your reputation remain intact. Technique number 3. Use I sentences instead of you sentences. Supposing you want to tell your boss that the boss is giving you too much responsibility. And if you go and say, boss, I think you're giving me too much responsibility, this sounds like blame. And nobody likes to be blamed. What you need to do, you need to share your feelings with your boss and take ownership for those feelings. So what you can say instead, what you will say instead is, boss, I am feeling that I'm getting on too much responsibility. The reason for this is I'm already working on these 4 projects and this is the 5th project. The deadlines of the existing projects, I do not know whether I'll be able to meet because these things are still in backlog and the inputs which are to come from the other departments have not yet come, and I'm struggling already. If I get this extra work, I will feel too overwhelmed and I'll not be able to deliver on the existing projects as well. See, this does not sound like blaming. You are saying, I am feeling overwhelmed. You are not saying, boss, you are giving me too much. When you frame it as an I sentence, then the other person is more ready to listen to you. When you sound like blaming, then the other person is less ready to listen to you. So that was technique number 3, use I sentences instead of you sentences. Technique number 4, and this comes in handy when you have to give feedback to your team members, when you want to tell them that this kind of thing is not acceptable to me. And this is called the sandwich technique. How do you use the sandwich technique? Supposing your subordinate has given a particular report to you very late, and it was on that day when you had to present it to the top management, and because of which you have not been able to go through it thoroughly to explain it to the top management well. You want to tell your team member that from the next time onwards, they should give it to you at least 2 days prior. So instead of saying, you gave me the report too late and because of which I could not explain it to the top management well enough, and well, it has been turned down and then I will have to re-prepare it and we'll need to present it again. Don't say it in this way. Number 1, do it in private, not in front of everyone. Call them to your chamber, speak privately and say, the reports you prepare are really good. However, this time when you gave it to me, it was on that very day and I did not have the time to go through the data and the top management were asking me questions on the data. I was not fully prepared. I know that with your capability, you can do it much better. So can I expect from you that you give it to me 2 days prior to the due date? And in all likelihood, I'm 100% sure that they will say yes. And they will understand the significance. Whereas when you shout at them directly, then they feel blamed and their emotions turn against you. So what the sandwich technique does, the sandwich technique is to say something positive first and then give the real feedback where you want them to improve and then end with the positive. So the first positive thing that you are saying is that the quality of your reports are really good. And then you're telling them that you need to have it on time. And then you're finally telling them that with your capability, I'm sure that you will be able to do it. And number 5, and this is very crucial, be asked to do something which is not gelling with who you are. I'll take a simple and harmless example. One of those is that Sheryl Sandberg was the CEO of Facebook and she's the author of Lean In. And she was known that when she was the CEO of Facebook, she would not take any calls between a certain time, let's say 5 to 6 in the evening. And she did not say, I can't take calls during this time. She said, I don't take calls during this time because this is my time with my children. This is it. I don't is about who you are, your identity. When you say I can't, people will push you back. People will say, why can't you do this? This is just once. Why can't you do this? This is just once. Supposing you are a vegetarian and people you have gone to a party and people are asking you, instead of saying I can't, when you say I can't, people will push you. Say I don't. And when you say I don't, you will see that you say it more calmly and others are more ready to accept your I don't. So, if you love these 5 techniques, tell me in the comment box which of the techniques did you like most, or which of the techniques you use and I can use them in my next video. Go ahead and do that. Please subscribe to my channel for more such videos which will help you elevate your leadership.